I think one of the questions that often comes, and I think we've seen it particularly over the past 2 years when we're talking about Silicon Valley. So that what kind of responsibility, or is there an extra responsibility for Silicon Valley to get this right?
100%. I mean, tech ethics is at the forefront of all of our minds as AI emerges and grows exponentially. Previously with startups, the sole metric was revenue. But now, as we're learning the impact of these products on our society, it is more critical to build a product that benefits society than just revenue. And so we have plenty of examples of poor tech leaders all around, but this is more of like, I want it to be imperative that leaders, as you're building your new tech products, it's to anticipate, plan, and take action on potential problems. I chatted about earlier, you have to be thinking about through, like, how is it going to be misused? How could it be criminally exploited? Also positively, what kind of negative societal impact could it have? And so I look at the example of, gosh, man, I feel bad for Apple today, but AirTags sounded like a great product, keep track of your belongings, deter theft. But then unfortunately, it got widely criminally abused in multiple horrible activities of stalking, kidnapping, human trafficking. And Apple is now having to attempt to rectify the harm that their product did. And so asking those ethical questions at the jump to avoid misuse is necessary, especially for startups and obviously even big companies that already are continuing to build out their tech. Let's jump to artificial intelligence, right? We're dealing with massive issues of surveillance, privacy, discrimination, and negative societal impacts. And it's that misuse of the personal information that's being collected, how it's being processed, how it's being sold, the violation of users' privacy. It's where I, as a citizen, would love to see our Silicon Valley leaders pivot and change their revenue stream to something more ethical. I would 100% pay for a product instead of taking advantage of a free product that would maybe be pivoting their artificial intelligence efforts to combating hate speech, misinformation campaigns, negative societal impacts on psychology. If they could pivot those efforts, instead of offering a free product, I would more than happily give money to pay for that product instead of my data being that payment. So kind of changing a mindset as to what's the revenue stream for the product would probably be a good start. Let's pivot to misinformation, right? So we're seeing a huge problem with widespread misinformation campaigns, polarizing our political environments, as well as sometimes having global impacts and negative impact on our use. And it's been used now in cyber warfare. So that's my background, right? It's all cybersecurity. So we're seeing this misinformation being used as cyber warfare. We're seeing it play out today at a nation state level. We also see organizations do it for profit. And we don't think about the negative impact and how that it may not have been intentional, like that ability to misuse it was not intentional, but now it needs to be addressed, and it still isn't being addressed. So pivoting, like I said, artificial intelligence, machine learning to maybe the reduction of some of these problems as opposed to the profiting on these problems. And you guys have already talked about it, but yes, the lack of oversight and acceptance of responsibility is a huge issue in the tech industry. Maybe we should make every one of the tech leaders of all these companies participate in an ethics forum like this, and they'll have to do a whole bunch of research and understand what the implications of their actions are. Or better ways of getting information out there, but obviously continuing the dialogue and holding our leaders accountable. May it be with our pocketbooks, may it be with a part of giving information to the Internet Foundation that Katie threw out there. I think there's multiple ways that we can hold our tech leaders accountable, as well as maybe siphoning off some of our excellent ethical tech talent and artificial experts to assist in relevant cyber law creation to hold them accountable. But all of that is necessary, especially, like I said, in the very beginning, when you come to the mindset of startups, is we have to start these decisions early. We have to start them now. I myself know that the leaders of my company, we're all evaluating how can our product be misused, and we're trying to put some safeguards in place. But I think that is critical for any new tech products out there.